Now that you've learned how to thread your serger, the next step is tackling the tension. For sergers with manual tension settings, this can absolutely feel intimidating, but don't worry, I'll guide you through achieving balanced stitches quickly and easily. Hi Sewing Bees, I'm Sookie, author of the Pocket Guide to Sergers, and with over 25 years of teaching Sewist in person worldwide, I am now bringing that expertise straight to your sewing room. First off, you gotta figure out whether your serger has manual, automatic, or computerized tensions. If it's automatic, your machine will most likely have some sort of a lettering system. And in that case, you won't need to worry about tensions at all. However, if your serger is computerized, then based on the stitch that you choose, it will automatically adjust the tensions for you. What's really cool though, is you still have the ability to control your settings. But for today's video, we are focused on the OG of tensions, and that is manual. Think of your serger tensions like a tug-of-war game. Each thread, the needles and the loopers, each plays a role. And when the tension is all balanced, every teammate gets along to create perfect stitches. So here's the breakdown. Needle threads form the straight stitches that you see on the top, but also on the bottom. The upper looper thread is the one that you see laying on the top of your fabric, all the squiggly lines right on top. Whereas the lower looper is the thread that you see on the underside of your fabric, all the squiggly lines underneath. When tensions are balanced, these threads meet right at the edge of your fabric like old friends, creating a clean, professional-looking stitch. First things first, grab your manual and follow the serger setup. You'll always start by choosing the stitch. Now, I understand as a beginner, it's confusing to figure out which stitch is for what application. And I promise, in time on the Sookie Sews channel, there will be videos dedicated to exactly this topic. But for now, my suggestion is to practice with a traditional 4-thread overlock a bunch of times. Make this your go-to quick serger stitch where eventually you won't even need to look at the manual. But until then, follow the settings, thread the machine, test the stitch, tweak, make any adjustments that are needed, and make really, really good notes in your journal. Or you can grab a copy of my Hello Serger Mini Handbook. It's a free download with some great serger basics and note pages to keep track of your favorite stitches. You can find the link in the description. So you're ready to tackle some tensions? Well, here are the 3 most common problems and their solutions. First is when you see the top thread pulling toward the back side of the fabric. This could mean one of 2 things. Either the upper looper tension is too loose, in which case you would tighten the upper looper tension, making the number larger. Or it means that your lower looper tension is too tight, in which case you would loosen the lower looper tension, making the number smaller. Be sure that you always make these adjustments in tiny increments. Only adjust 1 dial at a time, and make notes along the way. The second is when you see the bottom thread pulling towards the front. In this case, it would be one of 2 things. Either the upper looper tension is too tight or the lower tension is too loose. And in which case, you would make the adjustments again in tiny increments until your stitches are balanced on the side. Then the third would be focused on the needles. If you turn your fabric to the wrong side and you see loops forming, this means you need to tighten your needle tension. But on the flip side, if your fabric seems puckered or super tight, just loosen the needle tensions. A good rule of thumb is if your stitch is looking crazy, but at least it's consistent, then it's most likely a tension issue versus if it's all wonky and pulling in some places but not in other. In that case, it might be more of a threading issue. And then I would recommend that you revisit the threading video I created. You can check it out right here. And until I see you next time, I hope you have a creative day. Bye-bye.